So, for example, Apple's commercial, here's to the crazy ones. It's a vibe film, as opposed to here is the new iPhone 17 Pro.
That's a product film.
That's a product.
The ability to reach the premium consumer has significantly decreased. Everybody who can afford it is on non-advertisable platforms, as in they are discarding advertising. You can't reach them. How do you reach them?
If an ad doesn't look like an ad, if an ad looks like a piece of content, I will watch it. Red Bull does this beautifully well. Red Bull doesn't do ads. Yeah. Red Bull gives you, hey.
Yeah, that's the only ad which plays.
That's the only ad that Red Bull does.
New beverage.
What are you drinking?
This is Paperboat Sparkling Water Yuzu.
This podcast has not been sponsored by Paperboat Sparkling
Water Yuzu orange flavor.
Sure.
Right? Very nice. It's got like, it's very different from the regular. It's got this little bit of a zing to it, no?
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a little bitterness.
Yeah. Very good with
Gin.
Not so much with tequila. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, not with tequila. Gin, vodka.
And just a dash of this with gin.
Yeah, gin and vodka also. I think it's vodka also. Yeah. But this does not contain any alcoholic.
No, we're not drinking any alcohol tonight.
Yeah, Coca-Cola and Paperboat.
Yeah.
Legacy startup.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yet another episode of this living room podcast.
Shot in this living room.
Yeah, we have to find another living room to start shooting again.
Maybe next podcast. If you guys want to not rent out, we're not paying. If you guys want us to shoot in your living room, DM us.
Credits will be given.
Credits will be given. We'll come down and shoot in your living room.
The next one will be at my mother's museum.
Yeah.
We'll do it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking about in this podcast?
I have a question for you.
Tell me. You're reading out, I see.
So
we have notes now.
We've started preparing, and there's notes and stuff. No, I'm not. I was scrolling.
Well, I'll tell you why we have this printout. Because we're friends, we start talking about something and then we fucking ramble on a lot. He rambles more than me.
Yeah.
So and to contain what we're talking about, we have to really rein it back. So now we decided that we're going to just be smart about this and have talking points. That's there in front of us.
Neither of us have a printer. The printout has come via Blinkit.
This podcast is not
been sponsored by Blinkit as well. Yeah. Cool. So coming back to the question. See, again, we were rambling. Coming back to the question. You said you write films, right?
I've written many films.
How many films have you written?
Must be over 70, 80 in my entire career.
80 films.
Yeah, aram se.
That's quite a bit. Okay, so I'm assuming you know what you're going to talk about now.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So first question. Your favorite work in your career so far? I'm sure there's going to be more.
Two examples. I'll give you two examples and I'll tell you what the challenges were and why these two are one. And both are like polar opposites.
Yeah.
Okay. The first example is from 2009 or 2010. I can't remember. I was at Ogilvy. Limca was a client of ours. And it was very interesting, very funny conversation. So Limca had given us a brief. And this was, summer brief had come. We want to stand for summer, freshness, this or whatever. And how it usually happens is that the brief, these big briefs are thrown open to the entire agency, right? And whoever wants to think of a film can come present to the main head. So I had a film where I said, look, you want to stand for freshness? Do a film which is underwater. So we presented that film to the client in 2009 or 2009 or 2010. We presented this to the client. The client used to sit just downstairs. No, sorry, the client didn't sit downstairs. The client was at another building. I'm getting confused.
No, Coca-Cola's office was where JWT's office was, not where Ogilvy.
Yeah, correct. No, this was Perfetti. Perfetti used to sit downstairs in Global Business Park.
Yes, Perfetti still sits there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello,
So-
Darshan Bhatia, current sales director, my ex-boss, Perfetti.
So we presented this film, and the rough concept of the film was show two people drinking limca and then being transported to an underwater kind of scenario.
Hmm.
So we presented this. Limca said, underwater?
Hmm.
And we said, yeah. So then they said, but how do we shoot a film underwater?
Yeah.
We said, we'll figure it out. It's done. It's doable. We'll figure it out. So Limca said, no, fuck it. Too much of a risk for us. Let's push this.
Cannot happen.
Yeah, cannot happen. So that conversation died that first year.
Yeah.
Second year, the same brief came back to us. So we said, remember, we had this film. So they said, yeah, this film, let's do this film now. So that's how this film happened. And we'll show you the film, this Limca film. This was shot by Good Morning Films. I wasn't a part of the shoot. I was too junior back then, but I did come up with the concept. So one of my best pieces of work, purely because from a thematic level, Limca wants to stand for freshness. Freshness is represented by water. Show two people having a nice romantic time, drinking Limca, then swimming underwater, and that beauty of capturing that underwater was insane.
Mm.
It has never been done. In the advertising world, it has never been done.
I just saw the film. It was, and my first question was the CGI?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, so I'll tell you. So there's a story behind the shoot as well. So we had to take a swimming pool which was very, very deep, right? So the furniture in the ad, there was a piano, there was a sofa, all of that. Those had to be pulled down, right? Because all of this floats up, by bags of sand. Yeah. And obviously, this is not a one-day shoot. This is like a 3-day shoot.
Yeah.
Right? So on day one, shoot went fine. Bags holding the ground, furniture suspended down. Day two, one of the bags broke.
Yeah.
So the entire swimming pool was filled with sand.
Oh.
Yeah. So then, and emptying out that swimming pool was a massive task because you had to empty out that pool, then clean that pool, then fill up that pool with water. Yeah. It doesn't happen in a day. So the entire shoot got pushed. It costed quite a lot of money. I'm not going to tell you how much it cost right now. It costed quite a lot of money. Now, the reason I said there were two films, which are not films. One was a campaign and one was a film. This was a film. The other was a campaign. Now, if this was like a mammoth budget film, the other campaign, and I'll tell you the budget for this other campaign. This was for Milk Basket. This is in 2018. Milk Basket had come into Gurgaon, Delhi, had set up base, and then they said, okay, what we want to go to Bangalore now. Bangalore market is a very different market. Bangalore market was, you throw a stone, there's a startup there. And like Milk Basket, there were other players also in Bangalore. So the challenge was to reach out to newer audiences, capture audiences, right? So we created a very fun set of films, very, very simple, 10-seconders, 15-seconders. That's it. I think not even 15, I think about 10-seconders. We created 4 of these films, right? Total budget for those films was 15 lakhs. This was shot by Uncommon Sense. Ashu was the producer. Those films did so well for the brand that even after the takeover, the buyout happened, Reliance bought Milk Basket, they continued running those films. The entire brand language that we set up for the brand is still being run currently. The films were being run till a while back. But very, very different case studies, but each have their own sort of place.
You used a very interesting word, which is a segue into the next question. You said thematic film. Okay. Before we get to a thematic film, I've been on the client side, right? So my job was to write a creative brief, and I'll tell you where that used to come from, right? And then uh, the interpretation of that is basically where I want you to answer, right? So marketing largely is based on a model of psychology, which is very, very simple. People have attitudes towards categories and towards problems in their lives, right? So people have a way of thinking about what dental hygiene means to them, for example, right? So for any change in behavior to happen, you have to change attitude. If the attitudinal change happens, the behavioral change happens, right? So, for example, the holy grail in the oral care category is getting people to brush the second time in the day, right? So, the latest campaign which Colgate did, where you see everybody brushing with dessert, right? Is an attempt down their path, right? That path, right? And again, growth thesis is if current users brush twice a day, some percentage of it do it. If suppose all do it, volume doubles simply.
Obviously,
right? So my job as a brand manager would be to find that growth thesis through the consumer insight work, find the current attitude and say what needs to change.
The behavioral shift.
Behavioral shift is an outcome. I would tell you that, hey, listen, today the attitude is we need to brush once a day. You have to kind of make brushing twice a day important to people, right? And you'd find some sort of consumer insight around this, etc., etc. But research would throw up. I would create a brief and come to you, right? Now, among the kind of films that you could possibly do, the word thematic is one of them, right? So for the education of me and for the 5 people who will watch this podcast, what are the possible type of films that a brand can do? And what do each of them mean? Thematic being one of them.
There's just 2 kinds of films.
Okay.
There's thematic brand film, right, which is typically a longer sort of film, which is meant for building brand awareness. Let's call it brand awareness. Yeah, some brands don't even need awareness, but you still build those films out just for brand continuity. Yeah, and the other is your shorter. So like the media has changed drastically, right? I mean, earlier you would have shorter product films happening on TV. Now that media has changed to performance marketing, right? But the creative has stayed the same. So shorter product films versus brand big films.
What does a thematic film? What does a thematic mean? As in, what is the why do you call it a thematic?
So, for example, Apple's commercial, Here's to the Crazy Ones. It's a vibe. It's a vibe film. It's a this is what Apple stands for kind of, as opposed to here is the new iPhone 17 Pro phone.
That's a product film.
That's a product.
That's a product feature benefit link film.
Yeah.
Versus thematic is essentially literally
brand.
The word thematic.
Yeah. Brand.
There is some theme around the.
Correct.
Got it.
Correct.
Okay. Fair. So there are 2 kinds of films you can make. One is a product film, which is directly straight, no storytelling around it largely.
Which one?
The product film will not have.
No, says who?
It could have storytelling. You're right.
Yeah, the best product films have storytelling.
Yeah, you're right.
So, okay, have you seen the Mac versus PC commercials? This is
back in the day,
90s.
Yeah,
90s only.
Yeah,
90s. Where blank screen, there was a guy says, "Hey, I'm a Mac," and this guy says, "Hey, I'm a PC." Right? Those were what? Those are product films.
Okay, so understand.
Those are not brand films. Those are product
films.
So
there is storytelling.
But wildly interesting.
So there is storytelling possible.
Yeah.
So is it that if there is no layer of human insight, is that the differentiator between a thematic and a non-thematic?
But there is human insight in both.
Like the Mac versus PC example, where do you see your play element in human insight?
The insight of that entire campaign was the fact that Mac users behave in a certain way, right? The humor came from inside. It was wildly funny because of the insight. Then PCs are stuck, right, in a strange age versus Macs which have gone leaps beyond.
So good. So I think there is thematic.
The same principles are at play.
The same principles are at play. All of them will have a human insight layer on top. The good ones. The good ones will have it.
There are also shit product films.
Yeah.
There are also shit brand films.
Of course, there are many shit brand films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a shit brand film, there is no story, there is no human insight.
Or the story is redundant or whatever. Yeah. Fair enough.
And the same case for product films as well.
Okay, cool. The second question is, in today's environment, and I'm talking India, right? Let's not go global. I'm talking specifically India. In today's environment, should brands make films?
Should brands make films only, you're saying?
Films. Question.
Are you saying thematic product or films in general?
Thematic films.
Oh, thematic films.
Thematic films. Should brand make thematic films? If yes, what kind of brand should make it? What kind of brand shouldn't make it? Or when?
But that's a slightly layered question, because how old is the brand?
Okay, so
what does the brand do?
FMCG brand, let's say, targeted largely towards India 1, gets 80% of its revenue in the top 50 cities in the country. 100 crores already in revenue.
100 crores already in revenue?
Already in revenue. So I'm discounting the fact that it's a very small brand, where the question.
So it's not a small brand then?
Yeah.
The question here is not to to get consumers in the shortest time possible. Then that's not the objective.
Yeah, let's even increase the revenue. Let's say it's a 300 crore brand.
Yeah.
In India today already. Yeah. Annualized spends are sitting at about 50 crores.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying less than 20% of revenue is their marketing budget. They have 50 crores to spend every year, right? Which is influencer plus brand film plus media buying, plus everything else that they do in marketing, all sort of promotions, etc. They have a 50 crore budget. They're not super loaded with what they spend. They have enough to make 1 or 2 films a year, right? With the 50 crore budget, you can. Should they be doing it?
Okay, my first question is, in production, what is the production budget?
10 crore. 3 out of 50. Let's assume.
In a year, right?
Yeah.
3 crores in a year.
Yeah.
Okay. What I would say is that there are people who know of this brand. There are people who don't know of this brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair assumption. Okay.
So I'll define the marketing task. You are not creating category. You are taking share from a larger FMCG incumbent. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a product that you're advertising.
Yes.
What is the product? Let's say it's a detergent.
Detergent. Perfect.
Let's say it's a detergent.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there are people who know about this detergent. There are people who don't know about this detergent.
Yeah.
Yeah. For people who don't know about this detergent, they are using other detergents.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. There is a brand level conversation here. There is a product level conversation here. Yeah. Brand is called X. Detergent is called Kleenex. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say to sell this detergent to people who have no idea about this detergent, you're selling Kleenex, right? I don't think a brand film is going to do the trick. I think shorter product films, nice humor, maybe not even humor. Fuck it, maybe not even humor, right? But nice product films that show the product in usage, tells a story, and gets people to try. My job as a communicator is to get people to try.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do that. So I'll even tell you to split. You said 3 crores. Out of 3 crores, I would safely park away 1.5 for maybe 10 such, 7 to 8. Yeah, 7 to 8 of these shorter, 15 to 20 second product films. Okay. And I would put that out, not knowing what's going to hit, what's not going to hit. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, more or less in the same sort of conversational kind of space.
So whatever the core benefits are or how the product is different, something you'll find.
But I would throw these out into the market and just sit and see what happens. Okay. That takes care of one part of the audience. There is another part of the audience which hasn't even heard of my brand name.
Yes, which is larger.
Yeah. There is another part of the audience who has heard of my brand name but hasn't tried this product. Okay. Now, for both of these audiences, I don't necessarily need to sell the product that much. I need to talk about my brand a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would talk about, what was the name of the brand? X.
X.
I would talk about what X is, how X why X should be in your house.
So basically, you're differentiating top funnel, middle funnel in some way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm saying each of these things has their particular job to do, and I would let them do the job instead of one film for 3 crores, which I think is a complete waste of money. I would split that budget.
Okay. So now, fair enough. Now I'll tell you a very real scenario. Okay. The model of advertising was built on the fact that you had the opportunity to disrupt people's content consumption needs, right? To subsidize the cost of TV viewing, where you paid your cable wala 500 rupees a month, you were okay with sitting through a 30-minute TV episode with 8 minutes of advertising, right?
You didn't have a choice.
You didn't have a choice. Yeah. Broken down into 2 breaks, right? 4 minute each. You saw 8 ads, right? And largely programming was timed, so even if you switch channels, on the other channel also ad was playing.
Yeah.
Right? So you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
With disruption. Today, in the India One households, TV penetration has gone down significantly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot
OTT has come in.
A lot of the paid OTT consumption is happening in the India One household.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to disrupt is not there because most of these paid OTTs are ad free.
Correct.
That's how they are justifying.
But I saw this number somewhere. I can't remember where. The ratio between paid OTT and non-paid OTT unpaid OTT is massively high.
Yes. So, for example, Netflix doesn't have an advertising model today in India, right? Netflix is 100% ad free. You can access Netflix by paying, and there are no ads. In the other OTTs, there are tiered structures, right? Completely ad free, and in case of live events, you have to watch an ad. Like if you're watching a cricket match, whatever you pay, you still have to watch an ad, right? So that freedom or the ability of the advertiser to advertise has gone down. Number one. Number two, even when people are watching, like for example, if I'm stuck on watching the content, if an ad break is happening, I flip out my phone and I'm scrolling reels. So my attention anyway is diverted, right? Attention spans generally are reducing. People are doing multitasking.
No, I don't think that's true.
What, attention spans?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Consumption attention spans are not decreasing?
No, I don't think so.
Have you heard of the kind of penetration these micro dramas are getting? 90 second to 2 minute episodal content. Crazy right now, right? There are multiple platforms.
But that's not because of attention span.
It's quicker content consumption.
No.
Right?
So my thesis is that people hate boring content. People love interesting content.
I agree.
And that is with books. That's with something that you're watching. That's with friendships. That's with anything, right?
Yeah.
Now, that same principle has stayed true since TV.
Yes.
On TV as well, I remember there were like Zuzus. Remember Vodafone Zuzus?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting to see. You've never seen something like that before. And because it was interesting to see, you would not, while the ad was playing on TV, you would not pick up a book and start reading. That picking up a book and start reading is the equivalent of skip ad on YouTube.
Yeah, but see, that behavior wasn't there even earlier. Why? Because the break was.
Baba, you would get up. During a boring ad, you would get up on
How
TV.
You go pee, do something, come back, get a glass.
But when interesting ads were playing on TV, you would not do that. And that has not changed.
Okay, so I agree
the
with
media has changed.
I agree
but
with
that behavior has not changed.
I agree with this thesis that interesting content. So I watch a 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. Right? Why? If attention span has gone down, then why do you watch it?
I agree. But even while watching that podcast, right? If there's a section which is kind of dragging, or beach mein I'll open my phone, I'll open LinkedIn, scroll through it.
All that's fine.
Yeah.
That's irrelevant. People watch Game of Thrones end to end. Why?
Yeah. I've done that. I've seen it, by the way, 3 times.
Yeah, why?
Like
it's long.
Seasons. Yeah.
Each episode is like an hour long.
Okay. So you're saying attention spans have not gone down?
No.
Okay. So let's forget attention spans. Okay. The ability to reach the premium consumer has significantly decreased. Newspaper penetration is going down, TV penetration is going down in the premium households.
But media has changed. No, you're still reaching the premium consumer.
How? Everybody who can afford it is on YouTube Premium, is on Netflix, and is on non-advertisable platforms. As in, they are discarding advertising because they have to just pay $500 a month, right? And you can't reach them. How do you reach them? So the thematic doesn't hit them. Now, what is the solve for these kind of people? By the way, okay, and the example of India one is easy to understand. Video content consumption in lower economic groups within India is very high. Okay, that number doesn't get reported, but the free video platforms are crazy in terms of volume, right? WhatsApp forwards, video content consumption. Everybody is on their mobile phone, right? So that TG also is going to reduce with time. How do you reach them? They're not watching. Where will you take your thematic? And what else can you do from a creative standpoint to reach there?
No, but doesn't the same thing apply for non-thematic advertising as well? If I'm not paying for ads, if I'm paying to not watch ads, I'm paying to not watch any ad.
Correct.
Be it a thematic ad or a product ad.
Correct.
So that means I miss out on all advertising. So by your logic, there should be no advertising for the ultra rich or ultra premium.
Yes.
But there are brands that cater to this audience.
Yeah. But so, advertising is not reaching them.
Okay, I think advertising is reaching them.
When is the last time you saw an ad on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Hence proved.
Sometimes when I watch Hotstar, I'm forced to watch ads. But I don't watch TV.
I don't have a TV at home. When is the last time you saw an ad playing on TV? You don't even watch live cricket.
Yeah.
I watch live cricket, right?
So I've been on my life.
Exactly. I have seen advertising only when I'm watching live sport.
Yeah.
And that advertising is not targeted for me, right? That's mass market advertising because in India everybody watches cricket, right? So any brand which has to.
But this is interesting. Okay, so let's take a brand which is meant for the ultra rich. Which brand would you say is built for the ultra rich today in India?
Let's just take any large brand. Let's say I'm selling Range Rovers. How do I advertise?
Range Rover does print ads. Range Rover does hoardings. Typical ATL stuff.
Hoardings understood, right? Even the super rich have to get out of home at some point. So let's say on Golf Course Road in front of Camellias and Aralias, if you put in 5 hoardings of Range Rovers, people entering and exiting their houses will probably.
Yeah, but also like events and pop-ups and this and that, whatever. They like if you're going to a cyber hub, let's say. Yeah, ultra rich would go to a cyber hub or they'll go to One Horizon or wherever.
Yeah.
You'll see advertising there, or you'll see the car standing there. Advertising mediums are changing because of the landscape, but advertising can't stop.
तो वो तेरी film कहाँ देखेगा? Where are they going to watch your film?
Product film कहाँ देखेगा? Website में देखेगा.
Website कैसे पहुँचेगा? Self discovery.
Yeah.
The only disruption today is Meta, right? Instagram feed doesn't have a paid feature, right? Rich, poor, whoever. If you're on Instagram, you're going to be shown an ad.
Yeah.
So let's take Instagram out of the picture for a minute. Okay. Outside of Instagram, how is the person getting exposed to an ad?
They're not.
Yeah. So
it's restricted to Meta.
So how can you solve for that? What is the solution?
On Meta, that I'm still saying the same logic applies, right? Okay, first of all, I think people hate ads. I'm in advertising and I hate ads.
Yeah.
Ads are a disruption to what you want to be doing. Essentially, you are switching on your TV to watch something. You're not switching on your TV to watch an ad. No one switches on and says, "Oh, I want to see some 10 ads today." Right?
Yeah.
You pick up a book to start reading. You go on to Instagram to In my case, watch cat videos. Right? That's what I'm going on Instagram for. Now, an ad is as a disruption to that. But if an ad doesn't look like an ad, if an ad looks like a piece of content, if it's an interesting piece of content, it doesn't matter if it's a thematic content, it doesn't matter if it's a feature-led, product-led piece of content, I will watch it. And it's that same principle that has always been applied to advertising, whether it's on TV, whether it's on Meta, whether it's on print, whether it's on outdoor. That does not change. That is never going to change.
Okay. Agree.
You could say that duration has changed. You could say that, but I'm going to refute you when you say that, because there are enough number of ads that are 1 minute long.
I don't have a problem with longer ads. I'm not a believer that ad have to be under 15 seconds. So the hook rate is important, right? Because a person on all platforms, Instagram, you just scroll through. Even on Google, if you're running skippable inventory, the 5 seconds are important, right? I'm not a believer that the ad has to be 20 or a 15 seconder. If it's a well-made ad, it has to be 60 seconds. It can be 60 seconds. I don't care about the length of the film, as long as it is interesting. Okay, so I'm with you there. My thesis on this is
the campaign that we just shot together right now.
Yeah,
right.
We can't talk about it yet.
We're not talking about it. But that was an interesting way of doing. We did thematic there. Yeah. We also did product.
Yes.
Correct. We can talk about the name of the brand.
We can talk about the name of the brand. It's a brand which has products and services in the anti-aging and longevity space.
Yeah.
The product business the brand is called Nutrazen, and the services business is called the Anti-Aging Center. And and very cool businesses founded by a couple of doctors.
Yeah, but there was a boring way of doing that, and there was an interesting way of doing that. We chose the interesting way to do this, right? We had someone great to work with, but the story, the set was simple. It wasn't execution heavy.
Yeah,
and we pulled off a feat.
With
the budget and the kind of execution, we pulled off a feat, right?
Yeah.
Now, my thesis is that people will watch it because there's a playful delivery there. Yeah. Now, you could say that.
Think about this, okay? I have a loosely formed thesis around this. And if you are building a brand for people who have chosen to exit advertising, or who can afford to exit advertising through paid content consumption, okay? What if the model of advertising is content itself? Okay, so what if the brand starts producing?
I completely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
Episodal content.
You know why that's not going to work?
Why?
Because just like there are good brand managers, there are fuck all brand managers out there as well. And fuck all brand managers will say, and with very good reason, where is my product? When you're doing content, product is not the hero. The story is the hero. So that is something you need to sign on from before.
Yes, but if you tell them that these people anyway are not getting exposed to any advertising.
But they are on Meta.
Outside of Meta. I'm saying like TV advertising, right? As in like large budget TV, even OTT, YouTube advertising.
Like the best case, not best case, but the best example I can think of this is Kill Bill. What product were they advertising on Kill Bill? What product became famous?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
One. There was only one after Kill Bill.
The shoe. Onitsuka. Yeah.
Onitsuka sales hit the roof.
Absolutely.
After Kill Bill.
Yeah.
This could have easily been funded by Onitsuka.
We don't know that.
Could have been.
Could have been. Yeah.
Right. Imagine.
Uma Thurman was wearing the yellow ones, right?
Yeah. The yellow with the black stripe.
Yeah.
That was Onitsuka.
Yeah.
Now, is that great advertising? Fuck yeah. That's great advertising. Imagine building out an entire series of films.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which people love watching. That's amazing.
By the way, there's another Chinese brand called Feiyu.
Feiyu.
Yeah. I gifted you a shoe.
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah.
That brand also has a similar story, and it has a very interesting story. Okay, so there was this guy who used to work in China in the shoe business.
I know about the story.
I told you. Yeah, so he acquired the rights of Feiyu globally. So he went and took the trademark around the world. So Feiyu, the original company, can't sell Feiyu shoes outside of China. They are not allowed because somebody else owns the trademark. So there are two Feiyus, one owned by another person, one the original Chinese company. Some Orlando Bloom film or Leonardo, one of the two, he was wearing Feiyu shoes, and there was a point when Feiyu started selling in the US because of that film. So that's very possible.
Yeah.
But
what are you talking about in terms of content? Energy drink, say the most famous
Red Bull.
Red Bull does this beautifully well. Red Bull doesn't do ads.
Yeah.
Red Bull just fucking does content.
It does that weird ad, na, which this.
No, fuck that.
The animation ad.
That's just a 5-second TV bumper ad they'll do.
Yeah.
Red Bull gives you.
Yeah. That's the only ad which plays.
That's the only ad Red Bull does. But everything else Red Bull does is content.
Yeah.
One person's jumping from the surface of like the stratosphere onto the earth. Crazy shit they'll do, right? And that's content. People want to watch that. Red Bull is nowhere in the fucking film. In the content, it's there as a branding in like what he jumps on, what that astronaut jumps on.
Everything is Red Bull branded, but there's no talk. He's not drinking Red Bull. Before. None of that bullshit is happening.
Yeah, it's just content.
Yeah.
Can brands do that? Yes, it can. It needs guts. It needs glory. It needs budget. This is not a small budget thing.
No, but think about it, right? I think with the same example where we said we had 3 crores of production money.
Yeah.
I would say you could.
How many pieces would you do with 3 crores?
No, I would say that suppose you were building out a pilot web series, hypothetically, right?
3 crores.
I think today, with today's production capability,
no man,
you'll be able to build out 10 episodes in 3 crores.
No way.
No,
there's no way. Do the back calculation. A 60-second ad costs you, depending on executional value, this or whatever, right? But let's say something like what TVF, what was that in the based in the village, that Sarpanch and that fuck man, what's that show, that famous show that he joins as a Panchayat. Now, there is really no sort of big set design or execution value there, right? Now, a 60-second commercial with that kind of production would still set you back about around say 40 lakhs.
But I'll tell you what, that is a function of how advertising film budgeting has been done historically. Okay. I don't think the people who are doing the TV series are the cost is not proportionate to that. As in, you can't say that a 60-second will cost
I'm not
40 seconds.
No, I'm not.
But if you do 3 days of shoot, it is 60 seconds in 1 minute into 24 hours into 3 days. It's not. It's not like that.
The final output is 60 seconds. You're still shooting for a day.
Yeah, but that's the nature of the way it is done. I think TV shoots are like TV series, right? Which have like 1,000 episodes being shot. How much are they going to spend on production per day? Forget the celebrity cost.
But you'll still have to have lights.
So one permanent set. So for example, if you were doing a Friends ka shoot, right? Or
no, Baba, it doesn't work like that.
Let's say 2.5 Men. Right?
Yeah.
That living room kind of setup.
Yeah.
Where the entire series was shot there. You'll make that set once.
No, you'll make that set once, but the lighting, everything is going to change. For example, Seinfeld was shot in a studio.
Correct.
In front of a live audience.
Correct.
Right? Now, because you're shooting from this axis, your lighting has to be done in a certain way. Then you're changing axis because you want to feature the other person.
Yes.
We have a 3 camera setup here. We can't afford lights, whatever, right? I mean, otherwise we'll have to change everything.
Ivy's desk lamp.
Yeah. But like when you're shooting a film, you're doing the lighting for this axis. When you're changing the axis to reflect that other person who's talking, that lighting has to change.
Fair.
So these are all changes that need to be done. And you can't pull off, like if you're saying that, okay, one entire episode of a TV in 1 day shoot, you can't. There's no way. What you're seeing for 1 hour, that output that you're seeing for 1 hour has taken them months.
No, we should understand these economics. I think I'm underestimating cost, but you're overestimating cost. I think it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not saying the production value has to be like Bastards of Bollywood. Yeah, but you can first of all, let's address, can you build out content versus advertising? You can.
Should you?
Should you? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How much it will cost, we don't know for sure yet.
It's cheaper than possibly what people think it is.
Okay. I have another question. It's not in the notes, but it struck me. Okay. And this is something which keeps bothering me whenever I see advertising, right? Now, like, take an example of a epic award winning ad, right? That Happy Dent
Yeah.
ad, guy
Yeah.
sits and that, explain that ad one.
The palace one, no?
The palace
Prasan
one,
Joshi.
the guy who's
Yeah.
the teeth are the light and all that, right? Now, media planning demands a certain frequency, right, for the ad to register, and it is true. Okay, I have sat in consumer focus groups where bunch of 10 people have been made to sit together. They are told that they are coming there to watch ads, okay, and they'll be asked questions. A 4-minute reel is created for them, out of which one of them is your ad, the 7 are other ads which are playing at that point in time. And then you sit and ask them questions, okay? Like that was a first real humbling experience for me as a brand marketer, okay? I'm sitting there, okay? This human being has just got up. She's the first person to be interviewed after, right? 10 people are shown together and one person is sitting. And the interviewer is asking her, okay, what ad did you see? She couldn't recall more than 2. Okay. The ones she recalled, there was misattribution of brand. Like, for example, if it was a Tide ad, she was saying Surf Excel. Major misattribution was happening. Okay.
In spite of sufficient branding on the ad.
It's a live ad. It is a link cleared ad, right? Which is playing on TV. Misattribution is happening. Ads are not getting remembered. Okay. I'll tell you. So this was, I'll give you an example. This was a women's Horlicks ad which we were doing. Okay. Women's Horlicks at some point had used Konkana Sen in their ad some time back. When asked about the women's Horlicks ad, she was describing the Konkana ad which was running 4 years back, not the one she saw right now.
Wow.
Okay.
Maybe attention span has gone down.
No, this I'm talking pre-TikTok, pre-Instagram era. Okay, so this is not when social media was live. So all this is happening. Okay. Now, with these great pieces of advertising, right, which really hold your attention, my challenge with this is, if I have seen it once, okay, and typically the ads which are really good are something which will keep you hooked on, you're not going to know what is happening, and then there's a moment of realization, right? Once I've gone through that, I don't want to watch it again, man. So, put these two things together.
How many times did you say that you watched Game of Thrones? Thrice.
Yeah, but with ads, it doesn't happen for me. Does it happen for you? Like, and again, like,
so there are, okay, so everything has a delta. There are great ads. There are great ads. There are good ads. There are decent ads, right? The value of a great ad, there are very few of these, by the way, very few of these.
Yeah.
Right? But those are timeless classics. You can watch them over and over again.
So my question is, I agree, which is why I took an example of a great ad. Okay, I'm eliminating any sort of execution issues with the ad. Right? Is it the case that people in the marketing and advertising fraternity take our work more seriously than the consumer does?
Yeah.
So if I go and ask somebody who was alive in the era when that ad came, right, not a 20-year-old kid today who never saw that ad play out on TV, will they remember? Or is it?
But let me ask you, you must have seen the 80s Hamara Bajaj. Yeah? They showed all of India scooter.
I don't remember that ad, by the way.
You don't remember that ad?
No.
Oh fuck, iconic.
I just remember the jingle, Hamara Bajaj.
Yeah, correct. But like you would see that over and over again, because it has
Yeah,
just
there
a
was
high...
no choice. There was Doordarshan and this
No,
whole
no, I'm saying
this-
even fuck the media.
that
back
was his
then. I'm
rote
saying-
memory, man. You saw it so many times.
No,
you-
I'm saying even now, like there's so many beautiful ads being done even now that you would see over and over again.
Maybe.
This, remember this soda that people were having that day? That
Bombay Banta.
was it Lahori? No,
Bombay Banta.
Bombay Bun. No, I'm talking about Lahori. There's a
Ah.
soda called Lahori.
Yo, very good. I have it at home.
Yeah, so
Another
Ashish Kazanchi has done
another
that.
beverage which doesn't sponsor our
Doesn't
podcast.
sponsor. So you should see that ad, right? Ashish has done that ad, and it has such high entertainment value that you will see it over and over again. See, there are certain ads which have a twist in the end, or it has a certain, like, oh, what's going to happen? You know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, right? Those kind of ads, as soon as you see it, like that aha moment that you reach,
Then you're done.
right?
The
But
second time is white noise.
correct, but there are certain aspects. Now, for example, that there's a very famous ad by Apple for HomePod, which is who directed? I can't remember. The shifting. She's sitting in a house, and this cable becomes longer.
Yeah. You showed me the BTS of that last time.
Yeah. Now, see, as many times as you watch it, you're going to find out different elements in
Yeah,
that.
but see, you and me might, because we are in the business, right? And the different elements interest us. But if somebody is not in the business, where there is not curiosity about how the ad was made, you'll watch it once, it's a cool looking ad, you'll be like, okay, so what? You know, like, even, let's say, even the Dove ad, right? That the sketch
Real
artist,
Beauty.
the sketch artist ad, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But that's not meant for
No,
like real world. That was purely for
No,
awards.
I'm saying just pure. I'm not saying what they did for the brand.
This looks like dehydrated pea, by the way.
It doesn't. Not that I know how it tastes, how dehydrated pea tastes, but it tastes really good. But even that ad, like, suppose they ran media on it, right? Very good ad, like well executed,
watch.
great insight. One watch.
One watch ad.
So,
But because that ad has that structure, right? You don't know what's going to happen.
So
next.
let's look at another ad. That Fevikwik ad, which this guy is.
Yeah, but that's also one watch.
Tell me one ad which is not one watch.
This Lahori one is not
I haven't
one
seen
watch.
it, so
what's that?
Like the 5-star ad with these two idiots talking.
See, any ad which has a twist
Is one watch.
Is one watch. Can you watch it again? Yeah, you can. It's not
But
going
it
to have
won't-
as much of entertainment value as it did the first time. It's like reading a murder mystery 2 times, right? Twice, not 2 times, twice. You read it the first time, you've done it. You've gone through the entire journey.
Okay, I think we've largely covered
Films in general.
film.
But so what's the consensus? The consensus is that brands should be doing thematic and product if they can afford it in the first year, I would say, of when your job is to acquire consumers. I would say don't do brand.
Do more functional
Do functional,
filmmaking versus
get consumers.
brand visions, that kind of filmmaking.
Yeah. Because the brand film, the thematic film is not really geared for sales. It's for investors. It's for just letting people know what you are, who you stand for, and all of that, right? The product films, the feature films, important pieces. These are important pieces, and they don't have to be boring. That's the point. They don't have to be like, here is my product. Let's talk about this product.
Yeah.
That's an ad. People don't like watching shit like that.
We should do a separate conversation around the role of content creators and how that can be leveraged in doing effective brand communication, both product and
From a content strategy perspective.
yeah, we
right?
should do a separate
Yeah.
conversation there, because I think that's something we haven't touched upon. A large part of video content that brands are doing today are content creator first content.
It started off as influencer marketing.
Influencer marketing, as in I'm not using the word influencer marketing because I'm just saying that you can use that asset as a film itself as well, right? Like it is a replacement to a film
Yeah, it is.
as well. So I'm saying we should do a separate conversation on how to do
But
that.
this entire thing started off back in the day with testimonial films.
Huh.
It's the same format.
It's the same.
It's just that
the execution has changed.
Yeah. You're taking a well-known face with an influencer and putting them,
And-
and now with see, the entire influencer bubble has burst when they've realized that influencers really add not a huge amount of value, and then nothing can be tracked back.
No, I don't
to it.
agree. We've seen enough cases where good quality content is number one. Trackability is there, absolutely, right? Full funnel trackability is available, right? You can pass on UTMs, you can know how much reach, impressions, all of that you can do. So I don't think trackability is a problem. Even attribution to revenue is possible. If you sell on your website, attribution to revenue is 100% possible. Okay, so I don't think measurement is the challenge. Right? Even before taking an influencer, you can, through data that they provide, you can do a media metric comparison as well, as in what is their CPM cost. Okay, so the way to evaluate this is that if I was to buy media, how much would I pay? If this guy posts, how much reach this guy gets, and what is the cost? Plus, on top of that, him being part of the brand adds how much to my brand, right? So that's the real comparison between influencer and buying media. Okay, largely. So all these data points are available.
No, but see, I see and this is perhaps for the next podcast, not for this, but we'll just sort of end with this, and maybe the next podcast can be about this, right? If you look at the entire arc of where it started to where it is right now, right? And think about this, it started off with celebrity endorsements.
Yes.
It went to influencer. It's now come to content creators.
Yeah.
These are three separate people, and my suspicion as to why this arc happened is because when celebrity endorsements happened, the Janta realized, Janta is not an idiot, the Janta realized that
they're getting paid.
A, they're getting paid. B, it's not authentic.
Yes.
We are talking about brands who want to be authentic, and consumers now care about authenticity.
Yeah.
Right? Consumers, I feel, have always cared about
so it's trust
authenticity.
deficit, basically. So first they trusted celebrities and they realized we can't trust them. Then they trusted influencers. Then they're like, oh, these people are also getting paid. Now the smaller content creators, there is some level of trust saying that, okay, they're at least trying the product. They potentially don't seem like they're going to get a lot of money.
Correct. So, and now the latest curve on this is founder-led content.
Yes.
Right?
Because
that's where it started, and this is where it is.
So it's attention and trust. As in those are the two ways to look at it. Who has the eyeballs, and who can people possibly trust? So that's a
wrap for this episode.
That's a wrap. Yeah, we can go on endlessly on this. So yet another unsponsored episode of
this living room podcast.
Not
been sponsored by any of the stuff that you see here. Yeah. We may be looking for sponsors at some point in the future. And till then, like, share, and subscribe. Comment also. Not hate comments, but like
hate is also okay. Any comment, any engagement,
any traction.
Any traction is good traction. Okay. On that note, one by one, cameras are getting switched off. Bye bye camera. Bye bye camera.